Please stay tuned as we allow others to get on. We will be live shortly with the latest information.
Hey guys, AJ Town here live with the T-Storm Chasers, ready to bring you some weather information as we start to see things start to move eastward and across the region. So we're going to break things down hour by hour and kind of see when things are going to impact your area and bring you the latest weather information. Right now we are seeing a severe thunderstorm watch, so let's jump over to that real quick. I gotta get to the right screen, I do apologize. Right now, we have a severe thunderstorm watch for the area. It looks mostly to be affecting the Nebraska area as we look at that. We do see that this area in yellow, which is basically north of I-80 and west of Highway 81 there, we do see a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. Now, that is going to continue to progress its way east. Northeastward is what we are seeing these cells starting to produce and push eastward, northeastward. Give me a second here. You can see all these little red triangles are going to be the tracking of this severe weather that is moving across the area, and even stronger cells that are moving across the area. We're waiting on that to update here. I'm waiting on that to go load. I do apologize. As that does load, let's take a quick look at our latest model run here, and we will get you timing on when the system will start to push into the area. Actually, we're going to jump over to our radar scope here, program, and look at this line of storms. Nice thing is with the system that we're using here, this quad screen that we're using, upper screen is going to be your reflectivity. The next screen down is going to be our hail indicator. And then we're looking at our winds, both inside of the cell and also ground level is what we are watching with this one. Hey, Mary Kate, thank you for those 200 stars. Greatly appreciate those. So as we take a quick look here, we do see that this cell is continuing. Let me get that air out of there. Is continuing to push northeastward. Good news is we are starting to see that hail threat starting to decrease with that. Bad news is as we take a look at over here in this screen, we do see. Let me jump into my inspection tool here. As we do see, we do have winds about that 44 to 50 miles an hour. That is continuing to progress its way northeastward and going to affect much of the region. My live feed's not working for my radar, so give me a second to get that back up. Sorry. All right, there it is. So here is this line that we are watching that is currently moving northeastward. Again, we expect, let me draw this out here. So this is kind of the area that we are expecting. Now ignore these times because I'm in fact going to move them off so you guys can't even see those times, because I don't want you guys thinking that that's going to be the times when things are going to happen. So we can see this line is moving in a northeasterly direction. Again, ignore these times that you see with this path, simply because these are not accurate. I didn't do the wind speeds and direction correctly on this. I just kind of want to give you guys a general idea of this cell, which direction it is moving, because I know a lot of you follow us across the state of South Dakota and into Minnesota and Iowa and even down into Nebraska. So we kind of wanted to give you guys a general idea of how this cell is moving, what's going to be impacted. So we're not looking, Aberdeen area is not looking to get it. The Watertown area is going to get this northern portion of the cell that is north of the I-90 area right now. The area that is south of the I-90 corridor is basically going to follow this track that you can see here in red, which does include the Sioux Falls area, I-29 corridor, and then I-90 eastward is what we are seeing. Mitchell, we're going to see that cell move here through pretty soon as well. Now, give me just a brief second here to get this switched over. Now let's look at timing of this cell is what we're going to look at. Let me zoom in here real quick so we can kind of get a better generalization of this cell. So here comes that cell moving across the state here about that 05 Zulu. So that's going to be about 11 o'clock. We are going to start seeing it knock on the back door of Sioux Falls. About that 11, 12 o'clock time frame is what we are seeing going to push eastward. Now that's going to, we can see that there is red within the cell. You can see it right through here. This redness is going to indicate some strong moisture is going to be under the gun with this and everything. Again, those of you that are jumping on and looking, this area that's in red, this is not a tornado watch or anything like that or severe thunderstorm watch. This is simply the path cast of what this cell behind us is. So this cell here, you can see this white line here that I drew and moving that northeastward about what those directions of cells are going to be moving. So that gives you a general idea of what this is going to be moving. Again, ignore the times because I didn't path cast it at the correct speed. In fact, give me just a brief second and I can actually path cast it here at the correct speed. So they're moving about Audio test 1 2. Audio test 1 2. Test test. All right, audio test 1 2. Audio test 1 2. Audio test 1 2. All right, there we go. So again, sorry about that live show. Gotta love it when things happen. Janice, thank you for those 200 stars. Greatly appreciate it. Anyways, this area that we see in red is not a tornado watch, is not a tornado risk. We don't expect these storms to produce tornadoes as they move eastward, northeastward. This is simply a path of what these storms are expected to do. Now you can see there on the left-hand side where it says Mitchell, Yankton, Norfolk, Vermilion, Sioux Falls, how I have the time hidden. That's because these storms are not going as fast as what I did. I did it as a draw out so you guys would understand the path of what these storms are going. So I definitely want you guys to understand that this is the path that these storms are taking. It is not a watch. It is not a warning. Anything along those lines that we are seeing. So this is simply just saying, hey, lost audio again. Audio back. Perfect. So this is saying, hey, this is the path that this line of storms is going to be taking as it is moving through the area. So again, we want everybody to understand that this is not a watch, this is not a warning, anything like that for this area in red. This is a path cast of what these cells are going to be moving. So definitely want to make you guys aware of that. We have that severe thunderstorm watch down in Nebraska that is out until 1 a.m. I don't foresee that being issued for the South Dakota area. That'll continue to progress its way northeastward as well. Those cells that are down right along the I-80 corridor, that's going to continue to make a northeasterly track. That will progress its way into Iowa. Should stay out of South Dakota, that severe threat down there. Again, up here, our primary threat is going to be lots of rain, heavy rain, and lightning. In fact, we'll turn on the lightning tracker here. You can see all the lightning that is really impacting these storms. This is a very electrified storm as it is starting to move eastward and starting to move into, right now it looks like it's moving through the 281 corridor and going to be moving into moving eastward and moving into the 281 corridor at this time. The strongest portion of these cells is south of I-90. That'll continue to progress its way northeastward. Again, that will move into the Sioux Falls area. We do expect to see this. We expect to see this about that 12 o'clock time frame. In fact, we're going to shut off radar here. I just had an error come up, but we'll deal with that later. We're going to hide this. We're going to turn off the watches. Let me turn off the hail too. This has some hail indicating. So timing. Let's do down to the hour timing with this. Give me a minute to get that loaded. We'll give you down to the minute timing with this, or down to the hour timing with this. Give me just a second to get that loaded. So it is loading. We do expect, again, this cell to move along about Highway 81, about that 11 o'clock time frame, and then move eastward into the Sioux Falls about that 11:30, 12 o'clock time frame. We'll show you guys here on Radar Futurecast. So we do start to see the cell, again, right now that's about where it's at. So the cell move into the Highway 81 corridor. Now this is saying about 1 a.m. I think it's literally overdoing it on timing. I think we're an hour ahead of this, so I'm going to push it back an hour. So that said 1 a.m. That'll be about that midnight time frame, and then move into the Sioux Falls area about that 12 o'clock time frame, 1 o'clock time frame. As these cells do start to push through, we do expect to see things die down as they do move through the area, so that is a good sign. But we would anyways, I just got who that was. Anyways, we are going to be watching that push through again. Coming tomorrow through the day, tomorrow we do expect to see some isolated showers push through the area. That will also give us some chances of rain. But as far as rain in the overnight hours, we expect this to continue eastward. As it does progress eastward, this model run is saying that things are falling apart. However, the other model run that we did look at that is using about the same data is saying that it's sticking together. So this cell is going to continue to progress its way eastward, bring us a chance of seeing some heavy rain and definitely some strong lightning. The hail threat and the wind threat is not too big of a concern with us. As we look at back here, let's transition back to this. Give me a second here. So as we look at our velocity on this, we are seeing winds right around that 30 to 40 miles an hour is what we are seeing with this as it progresses eastward. So definitely going to have some wind built into it, but not anything at severe level. We're not going to see another terrestrial move through the area or anything like that. What we're going to see basically right now is going to be, if we look at this radar here, and you can see it right here, it's going to be just continuously basically rain and some stronger portions of that rain going to be, I got a stupid fly that won't leave me alone. Gonna have definitely some lightning involved in it. We'll switch back to the live radar here. Give me a second to get that back up. You can see definitely electrified system pushing through the area. So that being said, we're going to continue to monitor this system over the course of the next couple hours. As that does happen, trying to get my live scan to come back up. There's my live scan. So as that does continue to progress its way eastward, northeastward, we're going to continue to watch it. If anything does become severe over the course of the next couple hours here, we will definitely come back live, break in, bring you guys the latest track on this. Again, this cell is moving in a northeasterly direction. If we do a simulation of this pathcast, it's moving northeastward. We'll go about 74. So this is moving northeastward. You can see the path that this cell is going to take. It doesn't include the Sioux Falls area, Mitchell area, Brookings area, Yankton, Minnow, Madison, Brandon, down into Vermilion, Beersford, and into Iowa, and even into Minnesota. if the cell still holds together enough to continue that way. Further northward of that Highway 14 corridor, it's going to be basically your rain system that's going to push through there. We're not expecting to see anything stronger than that. Heavy rains at times is going to be pushing into that area. We don't expect to see the lightning. We don't expect to see the stronger system push to the north of that area there. So that being said, Aberdeen, you're clear. Redfield, I'm going to put you out of the area. Huron, you're going to see some rain push through. Watertown's going to have that probability of seeing some rain push through the area through the overnight hour. Sioux Falls does have that risk of seeing these stronger cells push through the area. Now I say do mean stronger cells as in heavier rain and lightning. I do not mean tornadic event. Do not mean any other event that you guys may be concerned about. So I just want to put everybody at ease on that one. Is this area that is in red, again, is a path cast. This is showing the imitation of what the storm is going to be going, the direction of it and everything. It is not a watch. It's not a warning, anything like that. We don't see the threat of tornadoes with this system. We don't see the threat of hail. Winds are going to be about that 30 to 40 miles an hour. We don't see the threat really of that severe wind condition. Basically, this is going to be a heavy rain system with lightning involved in it. So that being said, we'll continue to monitor this and I do really emphasize that if things do become severe with this line as it does continue to progress its way eastward, northeastward, we'll come back on live, bring you guys the latest information and the path of it and the cast of it. And even real cool thing that we can do is we can even get it down to the interstates, the highways. In some areas too, we can even get it down to the streets. Now, I don't like to do that because it's not 100% accurate. So I don't like to do down to the streets, but we can definitely get it close to that. So stick with T-Storm Chasers. We'll continue to monitor the weather, and as weather events do continue to occur, we will bring you the latest information. As this system starts to move closer to the Sioux Falls area, we'll continue to watch it very closely, and if anything does become severe, we'll jump back on. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Stay safe out there.